Assalamu alaikum. Now, I wasn't going to make this video, right? But I felt it's very important to. Now, the reason being is because I'm here to share my story. And I'm here to share all aspects of it, from the place that I've came from to the place that I'm going, and the bit in between, my development. And I know there's going to be people out there, men out there, who need to hear this sort of knowledge, or are inspired to see people's journeys on how they're getting on when it comes to Islam, and new reverts when it comes to Islam and things along those lines. So, I'm a new Muslim, okay? I reverted around about 2 years ago, and I just completed my first fast for Ramadan there, and it was a very deep experience, and I learnt a lot through the whole month there, Ramadan. Now, a bit about my story. Now, I've always known that there's more out there. There's more understanding. There's more knowledge, okay? From a younger age. But I was filled up with doubt, anxiety, right? A lot of stress from my childhood. And I never really had the right guidance or support, okay? And I fell into a life of total destruction. And this was down to the way that I felt about me, right? High anxiety, high stress, low self-worth, extremely low self-worth, right? And I never really knew how to change, right? And there was a lot going on, and a lot of internal dialogue, a lot going on at home, a lot of personal issues in life. And as I started to get a wee bit older, I realised that I was in a very dark place, right? A very dark place. And for me to truly make that change, it was going to take a whole lot of work, right? But before that all happened, I get introduced to drugs, alcohol, and living like a typical young guy in Scotland. But me being me, I took it too far every time. So when I was drinking alcohol, I was taking it to extremes, okay? I was drinking multiple times throughout the week, and then I get hooked on the drugs and taking drugs all the time. And living a life of complete destruction and chaos at a very young age. And I got to the point where I was destined to live that life for the rest of my life, because I had family members who were also already living that life. I had people believing and telling me that I was no good, right? And I left school with no education, with no qualifications, and I was still in the same place in that position. And I had nothing, no one to turn to. But there was always a voice in the back of my head that knew there was more out there, and knew that I could be more and have more. So I started studying, developing, right, with the right material, learning about life, about developing my mindset, and knowing more about God. And that is when faith truly changed my life. Now, it wasn't an overnight change. There was a lot of trials, tribulations, setbacks, right? But I started to understand myself more, life more, and get more awareness on how this world operated and worked. And then I came to the realization that I've got a chance here to change. And I started working on myself daily, right? Going to the gym, doing all these fantastic things, okay? Reading more, surround myself with better people. Now, of course, there's more in that journey there. But I was sitting down with one of my friends who helped me a lot. And he is a good Muslim, okay? A good, solid Muslim. And before I reverted at this time, he asked me about my faith. We're speaking about our faith during a gym session. And I said to him that I believe in God and I'm understanding God every day. And he said, how do you believe in God if you're not taking action in God? Now, I was taking action in God. I was building myself up. I was building my business, trying to build the life that I wanted, and trying to aim to be a man that's aligned. Meaning grabbing his spiritual side and his physical side and then putting them together with action to build the life that he wants. But what he was meaning was, how can you truly believe in God if you're not taking action in God? And that's when we started speaking about Islam, and I started doing a wee bit of self-study when it came to that specific religion. And I came to the conclusion for myself, right, that the beliefs represented for me to be correct, right, for my own journey and the place that I was going. And not only that, the discipline aspect for me is huge. For you to pray 5 times per day or develop towards that, right, and live in a way of complete discipline, that is what truly brought me to Islam. That is what gravitated me towards the religion. And that is the beautiful thing about it. It's the complete, utter discipline that it has to live and follow God day in and day out. And also the character that it tries to develop and it urges you to become a good, strong person of effective character. And for me, that aligned with me 120%. And for the last 2 years, right, I have been studying more. I've learned the full prayer. In fact, I learned it fully about 2 days ago, and I've been learning it for the past year or just over a year. So it's taken me quite a bit of time. And for me to do that and add that into my life, that's been game changing. For me to go to the mosque and surround myself with good, solid Muslims and ask the questions and to hear their perspective on it has been game changing. So from my perspective and the path that I'm on, this is a very beautiful decision I've made. And it's the right decision for me in my development. But it was the discipline aspect that brought me to Islam. And just off the back end of Ramadan there, like I said, it was a fantastic experience. It was tough doing my first full one. And I learned a lot. And I'm excited now about the future and taking my step forward into it more. So for me, religion, God is a very personal thing, and it is your own journey. So it is each their own on what you believe. But for my journey and the place that I'm going, this decision I've made, and I've always been someone who has taken and made his own decisions, and this is just another area that I've done that, and I've came to it through my own study, my own guidance, my own research, and my own awareness as well. So as of now, I'm excited about the future. I'm excited to learn more, and I'm excited with the path that I'm on when it comes to Islam. And the journey to get here has been tough. I gave up drinking alcohol 5 years ago, but we've made a lot of development. We've changed a lot of things. We've made a lot of mistakes, right? But we're continuing to be the best person that we possibly can be. And that is what it's all about. And as of now, I'm happy where I am, and I'm happy and excited about the future. And it's a beautiful religion. And when you meet good, solid Muslims that are opening, that are welcoming, they have a lot to give and a lot of support to give as well. And that has helped me a lot on the journey. So in this video today, I felt it was good to come on, share a bit about my experience, my story. And although I wasn't planning on doing this because I'm a very private person and this is quite personal to me, I think it is important for sharing to help inspire people who are maybe on the same path and people who are starting their journey with Islam as well. It's important to hear other people's journeys for your own inspiration. And that's what we've spoken on here today. So going forward for me, it's all about discipline, focus, more study, learning more, and understanding more about religion as well, and making sure that I'm being the best that I possibly can be as well. Like I said, that's what we're here to do. Any questions or if anything resonated, or if you want to share a bit of your story, please comment in the comment section below, and it'd be good to hear how you're getting on. And if you want to see any more videos on my channel, we upload a lot of content on training, on boxing, on business, and for men just being the best men they possibly can be. That's what we're here to do. That's the message that we're trying to promote. And this is all about my journey, the things that I've been through,